Hi and welcome to Wine Around Oz, the show where we do the miles so you wear the smiles. I'm Tim.
And I'm Kat.
And this is our first episode from our studio.
Which is actually the Troopy. We're in the Troopy today because there's a big storm coming, and in about 5 minutes' time we're going to get hammered with rain and you're not going to hear a word we're saying. So we're just going to get into it. We're going to talk about the Hilltops region, which is 3 shires. It's Young, Barooah and Harden or something like that.
Central New South Wales?
Yes, it's 300 and something k's from Sydney, so it's not too far for a long weekend kind of drive. I think it's about 4 hours. There's something like 10 to 13 vineyards. There's 4 to 5 cellar doors depending on the season. One of them's only open during the cherry picking season, which is not now. And what else? They're all about 450 metres above sea level, so they're high altitude.
It's considered a continental environment, so it has...
so I think this is our first continental climate.
Continental. We've been pretty much in the cool climate mostly, or the coastal. This is a continental where they get quite hot in the summer and quite hot in the autumn. So it's a kind of area that requires irrigation. It's also very well known for cherries, as mentioned by Kat before.
Driving in, it was just cherries, which we had no idea that they were cherries at first.
So there's one cellar door there that is actually only open during cherry season. Seems a bit odd when it's a winery, but there you go. As Kat said, we're going to try and get straight into it today. So we'll show you what we're doing. First up, we're doing 2 Rieslings today.
We are. We've got a 2006 Lindsay's Wodonga Hill Riesling, and we do have to apologise to Lindsay's at Wodonga Hill. We didn't actually get to their cellar door. It was another horrible day, and we just needed to duck for cover, and so we didn't unfortunately make it.
Because Lindsay's is one of the only ones in the house that's 7
doors,
days, so we would have got there, but just, life got in the way. So
it did. So the second one we've got is another Chalkers Crossing, which is from their young grapes.
Hilltops region, it says there, 2009.
Their winery is in Young, and also these grapes come from Young, but the winery is about 5 k's from where the grapes are grown. But you can go to the cellar door 4 days a week, and they're very helpful.
So we have something a bit unusual with the Lindsay's. It's hard enough to find a cork these days, but we have what is they term a diam closure. So you might or might not have noticed these on other wines. It basically looks like a cork. Mm-hmm. It basically is a cork, but just an interesting little difference about it is that it basically comes out of Spain. What they do is take real cork, chop it up into tiny little pieces, rip about 150 different kind of bits out of it, like chemicals and things like that can cause cork taint, and then basically pummel it back into the shape of a cork, meaning that it is designed so that you will not ever get cork taint on any of your wines.
Whether that's true or not, and whether it's proven that it works, we're not sure. We've only just learnt a bit about them, so
it kind of feels a bit like plastic, but it's not plastic. So there you go. It's a diam closure. If you ever come across it, you can almost guarantee, according to the literature, that you won't get any cork taint on there. So there you go. So we're going to start with the Lindsay's
Wodonga Hill Riesling.
06, so a little bit older.
Yep. So I had a sniff of this before, and it's got quite toasty flavours, smells coming through, and it's also got quite a bit of a bouquet still. It's got quite a floral kind of smell about it.
A bit of lime in there. It's a bit sort of green, but it's about right.
Okay. Wow. That's quite full on, quite flavoursome, quite punchy almost. There's definitely a bit of acid still there.
There's
quite limey kind of.
Limey, definitely limey and citrusy,
and fresh. It's quite.
That's coming through in the acids at the back.
Freshening.
It's pretty well fleshed out from a balance point of view. There is a lot of acid there at the back. It's an 06, so I'm a bit surprised that there's this much acid left in it.
Oh, that's only 3 years. I mean, the Rieslings could sit down for a bit longer than that, I'd say, and they've got the cork for that purpose, I imagine. I think it's quite a nice Riesling, actually. And I think we paid about $20 for it. We did pick it up at Celebrations in Cowra, And the gentleman there said that if you go to www.cowrawinesshop.com.au, they actually have quite a few young wines and Cowra wines, Canaldra wines,
wines from the young area,
Hilltops region, not baby wines. And you can get those online and delivered to wherever you are if you can't get to the regions, which I thought was great.
$18.
It was somewhere $18 to $20.
$20. So for $20. Definitely going there.
And I'd even grab a couple to sit down there.
Yeah, and I think Kat's right there. We didn't get to talk to the winery itself as to what their intentions are on this wine. I guess it is drinking now, but for drinking now, it's a little on the acidic side. But as Kat said, Rieslings are some of the whites that you can actually lay down in your cellar. So if you've got a decent cellar,
and you're not like us and tend to grab them.
That's right.
Very shortly after you buy them.
Then Lindsay's is one of the Rieslings that you could lay down, or if you like those wines that are a bit more acidic at the end, go Lindsay's.
Okay, so the second one that we have was the Chalkers Crossing, and that's the 2009 Riesling. This was $18 at the cellar door. We spoke a bit about Chalkers Crossing the other day. We thought they were a pretty good winery all over. Most of their wines were pretty good. We even tasted some of their older vintages and they were still pretty good. So Chalkers Crossing planted in 1997. They picked their first grapes in 2000 and they just seem to be hitting some pretty good notes with their stuff. And
you'll find with the Chalkers Crossing significant smell difference. This is floral and sort of tropical fruity.
Yeah, definitely floral, but it's not overpowering, kind of making you think it's going to be sickly sweet or anything. It's quite subtle. The
Lindsay's was definitely more sort of apple pear citrusy kind of thing. So coming from the strange region, same region. It's sort of strange you can come up with such a different sort of nose. What do you think it's going in the taste?
It's lovely. It's kind of minerally, limey, soft, fresh. Crisp is another word I'd use to describe it. Didn't have quite the same kick that Lindsay's did, but yeah, very tasty. Quite enjoyable.
Definitely, I can get more floral in there, a sort of perfumed kind of smell. Actually, for me, I'm finding it quite strong. Maybe it's because of the acids left over from the Lindsay's, but it's actually coming through really strongly for me. And
did you drink the right one?
Yes. So that floral side for me is not overpowering, no, but it's just strongly there.
Subtle.
And the acid at the end, definitely less than the Lindsay's. There's very little at the end to speak of whatsoever. So I guess that makes it a good drinking wine for now. But a bit more sort of in the tropical fruit range of Rieslings as opposed to the crispy, limey, lemony sort of things that I think the Lindsay's is coming out with. Are you getting it different? No, well.
No. I still think it's minerally.
Well, I'm sticking with what I said. The thing about wine is no one's right. It's just what you think.
Yeah, we've probably eaten different things today, so it's probably tainted our taste buds.
Who knows?
In different ways. So
I'm sticking with it. I can't tell. I couldn't really say.
Which would you prefer?
I think I'd have to have both of them with meals and different kind of meals.
Nice seafood.
Yeah, seafoods. I'd probably go with the Chalkers Crossing for a Thai kind of seafood, personally, and the Lindsay's for more of a barbecued fish.
Okay. Well, I'd still go the Chalkers Crossing. I think that's a nicer Riesling, but it is I think it's a lighter style Riesling to the Lindsay's. And that's probably why I like it. I'm tending to lean towards lighter style of all varieties at the moment. But I think that's about it. I think the rain's about to start, so we'll leave you with it, and we'll come back to you from Canaldra, I believe.
Canaldra.
So we'll catch you there.